and Wolf each collected information about the floor area of a number of its flats in different villages and related energy cost per annum. So display the results in the scatter diagram. So here's Rowena's here, okay, energy cost, compared them with the floor area. So you can see the bigger the house, right, the bigger the floor area rather, the higher the energy costs. Yeah, you can see that there's a sort of positive correlation. Same with Wilf's there, right, similar pattern going on. So it says, and by considering the information collected by both Rowena and Wilf, what is the floor area of the flat with the highest energy cost? So which one's got the highest energy cost? Well, we've got to look at both Wilf's and Rowena. So if you look at Wilf's, the highest energy cost there, it's about £900, isn't it, roughly? I could get a ruler out to check that now in a minute. It's about 900, I think. But if you look at Rowena's, actually, this is much higher, isn't it? Here, isn't it? That would be the highest one there. That's the highest energy cost. So what's the floor area with the highest energy cost? Well, if I read down, it's going to be that value there, isn't it, I think? Okay, at the bottom there, that's the highest energy cost, and that's the question it's asking for. So that would be that area there. So that's going to be 126, I believe, right? 126 meters squared. Okay, and that's what they're asking for, the floor area with the highest energy cost. Who drove the scatter diagram showing the strongest correlation? Well, clearly you can see here Wilf's is the strongest, right? Because the points are less scattered and closer together, whereas Rowena's, okay, they're a bit more scattered. It's still positive, but it's a weaker sort of correlation. Okay, so give a reason. Well, it's strong because points are less scattered, or stronger, I should say, than Rowena's. Points are less scattered and closer together. Okay. Draw by eye a line of best fit on Rowena's scatter diagram. So here's Rowena's here, a line of best fit. So what we do is we get a ruler and look at both sides there. Okay, so we get the same amount of points each side, roughly. Okay, and remember, it doesn't have to go through the origin. People seem to think it has got to go through this corner point here. That isn't even the origin here, because it's not 0. But it should not go through there. And if it goes through there, sometimes you would lose the mark. Okay, so you know it's unlikely to go through there. That's what I'm trying to say. And if I did draw through there, you can see it's not going in that direction. They need to go in that direction. Those points there. Okay, so roughly that there. So if I draw a line through there, you'll see then, hopefully I've done that right. Yeah, same amount of points roughly each side, so I'm happy with that there, and it's going in that direction. Okay, so that's that done. Part D then, it says Heating is a company that installs insulation. Heating makes the following claim. It says, make huge savings on your heating bill by insulating your flat. Okay, Heating has insulated the flats in only one of these villages. One of the scatter diagrams shows flats that have been insulated by Heating. Whose scatter diagram is this most likely to be? Well, because it says, right, when I looked at this and I thought, well, it says huge savings, doesn't it? Huge savings. Well, then it's unlikely to be Rowena's, okay? Because you know, you've got huge costs, haven't you? With a high floor area, huge costs here. But if you look at Wilf's here, you know, the costs are a lot less, okay, with a high floor area. All right, so they come down, don't they? They are cheaper. They are a lot less here than Rowena's. So likelihood is this is the area that's had the insulation. Okay, so let's answer the question. What does it say? One of the diagrams shows flats that have been insulated. Well, we can say, look, Wilf's is the most likely case. Okay, is the most likely case. Okay, and you can say, look, because houses, or flats rather, isn't it? I think they're talking about flats. Flats with a higher airflow area have lower energy costs compared to Rowena's. Okay, how do you spell Rowena? Is there 2 N's in there or 1 N? Okay, right, so part 2 then says, a newspaper headline says, the smaller your flat, the more you save by insulating it. From the information in the scatter diagrams, would you suggest this headline is possibly true or not. So they're saying, look, the smaller your flat is, actually you make even greater savings. Okay, that's what they're saying, aren't they? And actually, that sort of contradicts, isn't it, what we just said? Because if you notice, in the last question, I could clearly see, look, there's a huge energy cost here when you've got a high flow area, whereas here the costs were lower, weren't they? They were lower because of the insulation. But they're saying here now, there's huge savings for smaller flow areas. But if you look at the scatter diagram, look at Rowena's, for instance, right? Here are the costs here, right? You know, around 800-ish, aren't they? 700-ish, 700-ish for a low flow area. Well, if you look here, it's very similar, isn't it? Very similar flow area. It's not much of a saving, isn't it? You know, maybe it is a lot less. But if I was to draw a line of best fit here, you'd see maybe it's about £600. It's about £600 there for a low flow area. Whereas here for the low flow area, it's about £700. So they're not huge savings, aren't they? Not huge savings. You're saving £100, aren't you, for that sort of flow area. Flow area there is about, as I said, it's about 700 energy cost, whereas flow area there is going to be about 600. You're saving £100. Not huge savings. You're actually making greater savings for the higher flow area. Because the higher flow area, you're only paying around 900. You know, you're only paying about that much there. Whereas you can see there clearly in Rowena's, you're paying an awful lot more. Okay, around the 1300 markish for those high areas. So I'd say probably not. Okay, probably not. The greater savings are gained with larger flats. Only small savings with smaller flats. Okay.